Let's try to fight again. And you choose group that you can fight. I have 300 members. I usually can't win the 501, but I usually win 137. So I fight them. Now people get mad at you when you hit them more than 6 times, I'd say. And next thing you know, they'll be placing a hit on you. This is a hit list where you take $10,000, we'll say, and they say kill this person, and the people will jump on them and do it. Usually, you know, if you need cash, you attack again. I'd say 4, 5, 6 times would be okay usually, but then sometimes you kill them, then they get mad at you. There's no way of you knowing. Down here it says show all items. This is important. That way you can constantly see how you're doing in terms of your items. Right, here I am over on the left. It lists the items I'm using. You can use this as a strategy for asking for items that you can theoretically use that would be useful to you. You can get the rebel snipers in Cuba by buying them under armor. It's about 38,000 pesos. Normally, like for example, this person here has so many members. Well, she doesn't have that many members, 138. He hasn't really organized what he's been doing, so he's not particularly in good shape militarily. I have 306 mafia members, 27,603 in terms of attack. What it does is adds up the attack value of each item, and then adds up the defense value of each item. Then you add those two together, and you check to see who won the battle. It generally plus a random number generator. Alright, then you want to do jobs. This is where your energy comes in because it's used to do a job. I'm currently working on the boss level, and so I need to do this item right here. Let's say they gave me $9 million for dealing with the Mexican cartel, and that's enough money to tempt people, so and they'll kill you for that money. So put it in the bank. Keep your money in the bank. As a general rule, it pays to have the items you're using that you purchase, that you're paying rent on, so to speak. And of course mine is $467,899, we'll say a day or a month. And my income from the properties is 516,250, so I have a cash flow of 48,360, which is more than I really want, but I didn't want to spend any more money. And normally what happens is people start robbing you down here, but you're required to actually buy and sell 50 mega casinos, and you're required to have so many apartment complexes, you know, to rent out stuff. And by the way, you can't sell these mafia mics, so I'm not sure if that's a good idea buying them. But generally, if you own regular property here, it generates income, and people can't attack it, and they'll take 70% of your value away. And when you sell something, you only get half of what you paid for it. So it's not wise to be buying and selling unless it's critical for you to be doing that. So don't just be buying and selling just for the heck of it. Now let's travel to Cuba. Oops. Now, you want first strategy is to establish your businesses, and you want to accumulate these political corruptos. You need about 650 of them to do the Cuban system levels. But generally speaking, when you're busy elsewhere, they just accumulate, and you can use them for trading. And then when you're, it's very nasty here in Cuba. People are desperate for cash. So when you sell stuff off, make sure you put it in the bank pretty fast, because the computer's always sort of monitoring what you're doing, and it tells other people what you're doing, and then they attack you. And once they find out you have money, they'll go for you in Cuba, okay? And you'll kill somebody for a peso in Cuba practically, because that's how desperate cash is. And normally you can fight in Cuba and get extra cash, and you want to accumulate that so you could buy these Under Armour. Do not be buying this unless you're required to do it, because you're not really use them. You want to buy these Rebel snipers, and you can use these in the other games. I have 173. Now if I have to ever sell them out, I get half of the price that I paid for them, so it's not necessarily a bad deal. You slowly get items as you attack people, so it pays to be attacking. And so by balancing out your stamina points and your energy points, you try to finish a level per day, plus you're going to get a bonus pack of energy, which helps you out. Moscow, same strategy. You accumulate rubles, and again it's pretty nasty in Russia in terms of cash. And normally the game, when you fight people, as long as you have less members than you usually win, because the computer selected people out that you can win with. But once they start attacking you randomly because your friends got mad at them, then you never know who's going to win. They could win or you could win. And make sure that you use up your stamina points. Stamina points. So I'm kind of high right now, so I'll use one real quick light. Thought I was going to use one. Okay, all right. So I used 3 there for some reason. I'm not sure why. And usually it shows you down here items that one of your workers picked up. When you get low on cash, okay, I accidentally said attack this person. I really don't necessarily attack unless they write something up here. Mafia Wars set it up intentionally, these little traps in Russia and Cuba, so that you start battles. They make their money off of selling you energy points and weapons and stuff like that. It's alright if you want to buy them, if you want to. But they don't last long, to be honest with you.